What's happening, what it is, you know the vibes, you know the energy. We right back at it, man. We back, man. Listen, season 1, episode 1 of the recap. Yes, I'm starting over, man. I'm going to do this thing right. You can see we are in the locker room. We are in the locker room. We are here, right here in the locker room, man. Season 1, episode 1 of the recap. Listen, this year we're going to bring you a couple different shows throughout the year and throughout the week. The goal is to try to give you at least one show every day or every other day. We're trying to build the network part, have a couple different shows, different points of views, and things like that. We got a ladies' point of view coming up, ladies' point of view with Shea Butter and Lady E. We got the round table where I'll be interviewing multiple different coaches, multiple different, people and whatnot throughout the year. And I'll be sitting down with a couple of local locker room guys, and we'll be talking about what's going on in youth football. And then I got the high school show that I'm going to be doing. Hopefully, me and my girl Steph can hook up and make it happen this year, man, because I really plan on doing it. But there's a lot going on in football. Before we get started into 2025 and what we got going on, man, we first got to talk about how we ended 2024. And listen, if you see me looking both ways, I got notes. I got all kinds of stuff going on here, man. So listen, 2024, man, can we get a round of applause for 2024? The way 2024 ended, especially for local locker room, was fire. I mean, it was fire. The way it ended was fire. It was kind of like a world tour. Shout out to my guy, It's Your Biggs, a.k.a. Soul Captain. Shout out to Shea Butter, baby. They held it down with me, especially down in Florida. But the way that it ended was crazy. And we're going to talk about a couple things in this recap. We're going to talk about the SEAL, my man Darian Green, and his final rankings, his final AYF rankings. We'll get to that as well. We'll talk about some of the moves that have been made already going into 2025. We'll also get into a couple things such as what's coming up to start the season or whatever the case may be. Right out the gate, we know it's going to be 3 events right out the gate, but I'm sure we're going to see more. I'm sure we're going to see more. Now, disclaimer, let me get it out the way and get it out the way quick. Listen, yes, I will be coming back to coaching. No, it will not affect my media. No, I will not be biased. If the team I'm coaching sucks, I'm going to say we suck. That's just what it is. If we lose, we lose. But that is not going to affect my media side. I promise you that. One thing for certain, two things for sure. Anybody can get it, even myself. You understand what I'm saying? So I will be coming back to the coaching, but it will not affect my media side. So we'll be talking about a couple different things, man. Again, as I really start to get into gear and really kick in this podcast that I want to create with Local Locker Room. This is the recap. So if we're talking about it's the recap, let's talk about it. The way the season ended, shout out to Dinkins. Let's start there. As my man would say, Zip with no drip. Let's get to that. You feel me? So shout out to Dinkins Tournaments LLC and the way that they ended the regular season with a postseason for the Turkey Bowl. Turkey Bowl was lit, man. The Turkey Bowl was lit. Shout out to him. Like I said, he got back to his numbers, man. He got back to his numbers this year. Shout out to him for the belt right here. Shout out to him for the belt. I appreciate that. Been with him for a minute, been rocking with him for a minute, coaching media, whatever the case may be. So shout out to him for that. But again, he got his numbers back. People gave him a lot of slack. You know, I call him Jelly Roll. I deemed him, stamped him Jelly Roll. But I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. Jelly Roll did his thing with you. The trophies was nice. The medals was big. They were heavy, pause. You know, the events, the facilities was nice. You know, shout out to him for that. He got the schools with the bathrooms. Shout out to Eric. Big shout out to him and his wife. The Washington duo. Shout out to them, man. They held it down. They stepped in. They helped him get it back to where it needed to be. Shout out to his other crew from Richmond that always comes down and help him, man. It was a good event. 54, 56 teams. Postseason tournament, Turkey Bowl. That's good, man. He had 3 locations. He had 4 fields, man. It was a good event. Shout out to the local locker room crew, man. Shout out to the crew. We had announced it at each field. We tried to do streaming at each field. But that signal, hey, Dinkins. That's the only thing you're going to get a boo on, Dinkins, is them fields, man. You're going to get a boo on them fields. It just is what it is. Not the fields, the service. Let me rephrase it. The fields, great. Service, boo. Big facts, no caps. So next time, get like, I don't know, a field with good service, like Riverbend maybe. What's the other one? Forest Park or whatever it's called. Something like that. But whatever the case may be, it was a great event. It was a good event. I know he's got the awards thing coming up, and I was supposed to be helping him with that, but I've been so busy with so much other stuff that I done left my man kind of somewhat hanging. So I apologize. Boo to me, boo to me, boo to me, boo to me. Dink is my bad, homie. I'm sorry about that. But again, like I said, it was a good event to end the year. He got the awards show coming up. Um, we left. So then the following weekend after that, shout out to Wood. Salute the Wood. Salute the Wood and his crew. The Holiday Bowl. Stamp it up, tap it up, slap it up, clap it up, whatever you want to call it. But shout out to Wood, man, and the Holiday Bowl. We went and we did Dinkin's Turkey Bowl the weekend before. Then we went and did Wood's Holiday Bowl. But we was only there for Saturday. I couldn't be there for the entirety of the weekend because I had to catch a flight. Had to catch a flight and go hit nationals, man. And now American Airlines never again. American Airlines, you get the boo. You get the boo. You get the double boo American Airlines because that shit was ass. I'm going to keep it funky with you. I hated being in the airport that long. Could not stand it. Was losing my everlasting mind. Couldn't stand it. But it is what it is. We got out of there. We got down to nationals. And y'all seen the multi-camera views. I know y'all seen it. The plugging the games in and out. And I did. I've been talking to Craig. I'm gonna keep it a band with you. I have been talking with Craig. Craig knows we communicated. We're gonna talk. Once everything mellows out, the end of the year is completely done. They just finished the All-Star event down at National. So we're gonna chop it up. We're gonna chop it up, see what's happening with the booth, see what's happening with, let me do what I do when I get down there. But y'all seen the different views, so we're gonna bring you a lot of that this year as well. But let's get to it, man. Let's start with Darian's. Actually, before we start with Darren's rankings, before we start with his rankings, man, let's get to one of the league 7-on-7 league is coming up. Make sure you holler at my man Robert F, man. It's a 7-on-7 league coming up right out there in the 757. It's a 7-on-7 league coming up. So make sure you get with EF. Y'all see what it is. You see what's popping. If you can, I'll give you the solo screen so you can see it, so you can get a good look at it. 7-on-7 popping off, man. Make sure you holler at EF, man. Get with him down to Sportsplex and get it popping, bro. It's a passing league. 7-on-7 Virginia Beach Sportsplex, man. It starts in February. You don't want to miss it. 600 per team. You feel me? So you might want to tap in. If you see it, it says ages 8U up to high school, man. So you might want to tap in, get with old Robert F, man, and see if this is something that you might want to do. You might want to put a team into. I watched a couple of the joints last year when he was streaming them. The joint look all right. The joint look like fun. So get with EF, man, on the 7-on-7. You feel me? And see what's popping. See if you can have a little bit of fun, man. A little 7-on-7 ain't never hurt nobody. It ain't never going to make the kids worse. It's only going to make them better. So, again, from 8 to high school, get in with EF, man. Get with EF. Get in with EF. All right, let's get to these rankings, man. So, Darren the Seal. Make sure y'all go tap into the Seal, man. Make sure y'all go tap into the Seal. Darren with the Seal, he got a lot going on. Darren's been doing this for a long time. If we're going to keep it a band, Darren's been doing this for a long time. He is a pillar. When I say pillar, I'm talking about pillar in youth sports. In youth football, I'm talking about a pillar. Like media, knowing the games, knowing the teams, finding the diamonds in the rough. You got to give him his credit where credit is due. And that's how we do here, man. I don't care if we always agree or sometimes we disagree. If respect is due, respect is going to be given. So we got to give a round of applause to Darren for all of the years that he put into this youth football stuff. And the road that he helped put that asphalt down on for guys like myself, if we keeping it funky. But anyway, we're going to get into these rankings. These are his top. These are his top, his final edition of the top 10 AYF, final edition top 10 AYF rankings. And we're going to start off with 6U. Once I can find it, boom. We're going to start off with the 6U. You see what it is, man. You see what it is. You see the rankings. You see it for yourself. Valley Boys out of Cali. You feel me? Valley Boys out of Cali. Hold on one second. I'll make it better for you. There we go. Valley Boys out of Cali. You feel me? Miami Garden Ravens. Glenn Lee Lions. Shout out to Glenn Lee, man. One of our own. Shout out to Glenn Lee. Listen, one of the dopest coaching staffs. They're young, but they coach, bro. They coach. They really do coach. They're young, but they coach. They correct their kids, whether the referee calls it or not. If the coach sees them doing something that they ain't supposed to do or doing a technique wrong, they correct them. So shout out again, once again, shout out to Glenn Lee for holding it down for us, man. VA, you got the NC Giants at number 4, RCU. Hold on one second. I'm going to fix this camera so I can see it a little better. Hold on one second. Give me a second. Bear with me, as they would say. Bear with me, as they would say. So I can fix that a little better for y'all. And then get back to it. Hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Get back to it. There we go. But as you can see, NC Giants, RCU out of Texas. Maryland Heat, shout out to them. DMV shit. Shout out to the Maryland Heat 6U, the Army. Now, I can't even hold you. I expected the Army to go down there and be in the championship game. I would have loved to see Glenn Lee and the Army in the championship game. But it just didn't happen that way. But Coach Fats took it on the chin. He said he'd be back next year with the Army, Maryland Heat 7U. So shout out to them. They still made the top 10. And then you got the Northview Cardinals. Salute. Big ups to the Northview Cardinals, man. Out of the 757. A lot of people didn't give them credit. A lot of people didn't think they was going to be able to make it happen. But they did. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. Big ups to them. Salute to them. My bad. I fixed my camera a little bit. Shout out to them. Salute to them, man. Northview Cardinals. They falling in the top 10. And then you got the Westport Patriots out of the DMV. Hey, DMV look like they controlling that 6U. Can we do it past baby ball? Can we keep it rolling, man? You got the Glen Lee Lions. You got the Maryland Heat, the Northview Cardinals, the Westport Patriots. That's 4 right there in your top 10. So salute to them, man. Can they keep it going for the 7U? I hope they can. Again, these are AYF's Nationals final rankings done by the Seal. Done by the Seal. Shout out to Darren, done by the Seal. But we're going to tap into it. We're going to get into number 7. Let's go with the 7U. Let's see what's popping with the 7U. You can feel me? So at the 7U, we got DMVU. Number 1. If you don't know who DMVU 7U is, that is NWO. Shout out to Big Dummy. That is his second in 4 years, man. A whole different group of kids. So shout out to Big Dummy. Right now, he look like he the king of that baby ball around here in the DMV. I'm just saying. Opinions, opinions and feelings. It don't matter when it comes to numbers. 4, 2 natties in 4 years, 2 different groups of kids. You got to say he got that daddy, he got that baby ball. You might have to say he's the king of that baby ball, so shout out to him. And then right behind him out of the DMV, Rosedale Tigers. Let's talk about it. Or as my man Zip with the Drip would say, let's get to that. Let's talk about it. Because guess what? Word is, the defensive coordinator from NWO is now over there with Rosedale Tigers. Yep, that's what I heard. That's the word on the street. Straight from the horse's mouth. Giddy the fuck up. Straight from the horse's mouth. That's the word on the street, man. That the defensive coordinator with NWO is now with, and I'm not talking about Stan. Just to give y'all a heads up. I'm talking about Coach Bam. Yeah. He's over there with Rosedale Tigers right now. They sitting at number 2. Shout out to the Powerhouse Hawks. D2 national champs. I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to look at that. Again, baby ball. Look at that. I want y'all to look at that. Again, shout out to Darren. You see Southern and Northern Hospitality on that. Shout out to Darren. We just going through his rankings because I respect Darren's rankings. But shout out to Darren anyway. Top 3 DMV. Talk to me nice. I know y'all going to say that Powerhouse ain't the DMV because it ain't Northern Virginia, but it's still Virginia. And the top 3 7U's come out of Virginia. The top 3 7Us in AYF, based on the seal, is in Virginia. Shout out to the Powerhouse Hawks, man. Shout out to the Powerhouse Hawks. They pulled in that number 3 spot with that D2 championship at the 7U. And then you got North Carolina up in there again with Primetime Elite. You got Legacy U on there. You got Fort Lauderdale. Then you got the River Boys. Then you got Carolina Elite Bulldogs. Then you got Matthew Dickey. And then you got the West 7 Rams. But again, that's 2 groups. A lot of DMV teams in there. We're talking this is a national AYF. This is based off of probably what happened at Nationals. I'm almost willing to bet that these rankings are based off of what happened at Nationals. I could be wrong. Darren can correct me. But I'm almost willing to bet that majority of this is based off of what happened at Nationals. I'm just saying. Just being honest. So, with that being said, that's the 6U, man. That's the 6U. You feel me? That's the 7U. I'm sorry, that's the 7U. Boo on me for not paying attention. That's the 7U. I got to get it together. I got to pay attention. See, anybody can get the boo. You feel me? I got to pay attention. So we're going to move on to the 8U, man. Let's talk about it. Let's go 8U with it then. 8U. Hey, my man. Hey, listen. Pause. I was holding that joint. Hey, 8U. Shout out to my man, PA Trenches. He represents PA. Let me rephrase that. He reps PA harder than anybody on the internet. I'm just going to keep it funky with you. Don't nobody rep for PA like PA Trenches. He be giving you all the news up in the PA area. Make sure you go follow his page. Be sure to go follow PA Trenches on Facebook. Not sure if he got a YouTube, but he can throw you the YouTube in the comments. But make sure you go follow him on Facebook. My man be giving out the information as well. He's just a little more laid back and not as aggressive as I am. But shout out to him. Frankfurt Chargers. He talked about them so much on a regular basis, bro. If you go to his page, he stayed talking about the Chargers. And I ain't going to hold you. I kind of somewhat was doubting them. So I didn't know that they were going to be that good. But you see what it is, man. Frankfurt Chargers. D1 Natty. Frankfurt Chargers. Held it down for PA. It is what it is. They set the number 1. The River Boys from GA setting at number 2. They was the D2 championships. Let's give it up for both the champs, man. Let's give it up for both the champs. Give it up for both the champs. Listen, we got the Bisons from Marshall Heights, straight out of the Maryland, DMV. We got the Hampton Roads Ramblers out of VA, representing. And then down at the bottom, we got the Outlaws. We got the DMVU Outlaws, number 10, the DMVU Outlaws, number 10. And we'll talk a little bit about them later because they decided to step out on their own. But we'll get to that in the next segment. You heard? You feel me? We'll get to that later, man. But shout out to them. So once again, in the 8U in the top 10, AYF National. This ain't no regional. This ain't no conference. This is a national ranking done by Seal and Darren. Very respected. Make sure you go follow the page on Facebook, Seal Uncut. This is a Seal AYF final edition national ranking. And yet again, in this age group right here, 8U, we got the Outlaws out of Virginia. We got the Hampton Roads Ramblers out of Virginia. We got Marshall Heights on here out of the D.C. area. So that's 3. We got 3 on there, man. We got 3 on there. 3 out of 10 ain't bad. 3 out of 10 ain't bad, right? 3 out of 10 ain't bad. We've had at least 3 in each age group so far, man. But that's your 8s, man. And shout out again, once again, shout out to PA Trenches. Salute to you because you stay talking about them Chargers, man. You stay talking about them Chargers. So shout out to you on that note, bro. But we're going to move on to, actually, before we move on, we're going to move on. We're not going to stop the show. We're going to cut the segment after we get through all the rankings. Number 9, 9U. 9U. What's popping with 9U? Gorilla Mob. Oh, my goodness. That running back something tough. But Gorilla Mob, they came out. They did what they were supposed to do. And they went through a gauntlet, bro. Because the teams that was in the 9U was deep. Excuse me. The teams that was in the 9U was deep, bro. So whoever won the 9U, you had to go through a gauntlet. And they went through a gauntlet. They went through a gauntlet. We see them play 2 of our own. So it be what it is, and it is what it be. So shout out to the Gorilla Mob, man. D1 AYF National Champs, and they sitting at the number 1 spot. Behind them, we got the Eastside Raiders. And then we got No Limit. Shout out to No Limit out in the city. They came up just short. They was on fire down there. So shout out to No Limit. Behind them, you got Primetime Elite, who's still in the Atlantic region. And then behind them, you got the PME Bears. Jawan and the PME Bears, they wasn't able to pull off the three-peat. Couldn't make it happen. No Limit just came up short. Came up just short, man. You came up just short. Couldn't get it done. But hey, I know both teams. There's some shaky shit. I don't know if it's shaky, but I'm looking at the post online and some of the teams just don't seem the same. You know, they talking about accountability and things of that nature and stuff like that. So it's looking a little shaky, but I could just be reading a little too deep into it. Y'all know I do that sometimes when I put my media hat on. I do that sometimes. So I could be reading too much into that one. But on the other side, yeah, they looking real strong. I don't see them falling off anytime soon. I see them being right back in the same spot. And especially after seeing what I've seen, listen, and what happens, if what I think happens is going to happen, we could see both of them down at the same time. But hey, we're going to see. We'll get to that when we talk about the movements that's already being made in 2025. We're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to stay with the rankings. And then, of course, you see how it finishes out, man. Westport Patriots. Shout out to them over there in Maryland. Shout out to them. Westport Patriots winning the D2 National Championship. Salute to you. We brought a couple natties back, D1s and D2s. You know, people say that they don't show love or they don't count D2. Football is football. So if they have a Division 4 and they win it, they win it. I don't give a fuck what nobody else count. Shout out to them once again for winning the D2 National Championship. You heard me? So then we're going to bounce on down to 10U real quick. Again, that's 2. The numbers is getting lower and lower, y'all. The numbers is getting lower for the DMV. The numbers is getting lower and lower. We went from like 4 to 3 to 2. Let's see what's happening over here at 10U, man. Can we bounce back up? Can we get at least 3 in every age group? It'll make me feel good about the DMV. I'm not going to lie. 10U, Mac Dolphins. Listen, Mac Dolphins, I'm going to keep it funky with you. 10U, Mac Dolphins, salute to y'all. Natty champs. Big ups to you. Salute to you, national champs. No lie, no cap. Everybody knew you had a pass game. I think some people, I talked to TJ yesterday, as a matter of fact. I think some people forgot y'all picked up old Nas. You feel me? So I think people forgot you had a run game too. Y'all put that thing together well. You came out. Nobody expected you to come out running it. Even TJ said himself that he didn't expect you to come out running it. You came out. You ran the ball well. They setting 2 high safeties. They setting back deep. They setting waiting for you to throw the ball. You're taking your little 3 yards here, 5 yards there, 2 yards here, 3 yards there, 5 yards here. You're taking that and you're eating it up. You're taking what they give you and you're eating it up. And then as soon as they stack the box, you hit them with the pass. So listen, shout out to you, Mac Dolphins. You did exactly what you were supposed to do. And you went from D2. So now, Mac Dolphins, man, salute to that coaching staff. Because I'm going to keep it funky with y'all. He posted a picture on the internet. I wish I had snagged it from him so I could show y'all. And next time I will have it. But he posted a picture on the internet off no bull. Mac Dolphins out of North Carolina, as y'all can see. He posted a picture on the internet. They won D2 AYF national champs. They've won D1 AYF national champs. And it looked like they won UYFL twice, I believe, national champs. So that Mac Dolphins, man, that group, that coaching staff, they got to be goated down there in North Carolina. I got to reach out to my North Carolina folks. That coaching staff got to be goated down there, man. Salute to them. That's a lot of national championships. And they didn't want it everywhere. Is Wyatt? Is Bless the Bay? What's next? Will they stay? They've won it again. They've won it in UYF. They've won it in AYF. They won UYF. I don't know if they was D2 or D1, but I know they won AYF, D1 and D2. So again, they've won it in UYF. They've won it in AYF. What's next for Mac Dolphins? Who knows what 2025 holds for them but them. Then the number 2, you got the Southfield Falcons. Then at number 3, shout out to TJ. Speaking of the devil, shout out to TJ. Listen, a lot of people say, listen, he can't get it done. They want us to give him a whole lot of slack and give him a whole lot of flack. But I think a lot of people overestimated what he was going to do with this team on year one. I'm a football guy. I love football. Over everything else, I love football. I'm a football guy. So I think I feel like a lot of y'all overestimated him year one. I think a lot of y'all expected him to do things because that team had already won one. I don't think y'all understand how chemistry makes a difference. I don't think y'all understand how, replacing a head coach with a head coach and then that head coach bringing in other coaches, that stuff sometimes makes a difference. My bad, I never tightened the bitch up. Now I can't get to move it off. That makes a difference. You understand what I'm saying? That makes a world of difference. Thank God for cordless mics. That makes a world of difference. A big world of difference. So I knew that the chemistry wasn't going to be there. You get what I'm saying? I did expect them to at least make it to the championship game. Not going to lie. Then when I seen the bracket fall the way it fell, I kind of had a feeling they was going to struggle a little bit with Mac Dolphins because they don't have the athletes yet. And I told TJ this when we talked. I don't feel like they got the athletes yet. I really don't feel like they got the athletes yet. And I'm not talking about athletes as far as players. They have the players. I'm talking about athletic athlete. As my brother Doc used to say, the one that can take the top off. They don't have that speed. And if you go back and watch the Mac Dolphins, again, let me make sure I make this clear. They have all the athletes in the world. Every position. Game changers. Not even a question. So don't get it misconstrued. They have all the athletes in the world. They didn't just have the athletic speed to match the Mac Dolphins. If you go watch that game, whenever they turned that corner, whenever they broke a tackle, whenever they squared up, they were gone. It was like track kids. They were gone. Feel how you feel. The truth is the truth. Footage don't lie. Go back and watch. They were making linebackers that I normally see, DBs that I normally see, guys that I normally see tackle very well in open space. Was missing tackles. Go back and watch the game. That's the only thing they're missing. But I will say this, but don't get it twisted. Them same Ferrari boys is at number 3 going to be fighting for that number 1. If they get them pickups, if they get them all-season signees that they went to visit this weekend. See, y'all got to pay attention. You got to look at the stories, especially C-Mac stories on Instagram. Oh, man, when I say it tells it, it tells it. You got to pay attention. If he gets the pieces that everybody already knows he's supposed to get or thinks he's going to get, if he gets those pieces, they'll be fighting for that number 1 spot. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm just going to be honest with you. But you see it, the Ferrari boys at number 3. Shout out to Secret Society Panthers, D2 national champs. They went down there and they got it done. Salute to them. We seen what it was last year. They felt like they should have got it last year. It is what it is. They went down there and they got their bike back and they got their respect. So shout out to them. Secret Society, man. And then we got the Elite Boys out of New Jersey. We seen them play. Shout out to Willard, Wallet, West Baltimore Ravens. The Philly Blackhawks in the building. PME coming in at number 8. And then Legacy U at 9 and Vegas Hawks at number 10, man. Again, you got PME, West Baltimore Ravens, Secret Society Panthers, DMVU. That's 4, man. So we bounced that number back up into the 10U, man. Listen, a lot of people don't give us the credit that we deserve in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area for the football that we play. But as you can see in these AYF national rankings, in these AYF top 10, the final edition, by Seal, my man Darren T. Green on Facebook, as you can see, there's a lot of DMV shit going on. I'm just saying, there's a lot of DMV shit going on. We're going to shoot the number 11, 11U. The Flock Miami Garden Ravens national champs. Listen, man, I ain't even got to talk about it. For what? Y'all know what it is. Talk about it for what? It's the fucking Flock. You can't keep up. Just being honest. Again, speed kills. And they got a lot of it. A lot of killers. I'm just being honest, man. It's the Flock. Can, when, will anybody ever beat them? Anybody? Can, will anybody ever beat them? Because right now the flock is doing what they want when they want every time they come to AY. It's the truth. Right behind them, you got the OG Ducks out of Cali. Then you got the Philly Blackhawks. Then you got the Brick City Lions, who I seen play. That's a good 11U. I seen them play at the BTS. Then you got Harry Academy. Then you got Powerhouse Elite. Shout out to them. Champs. D2 Natty Champs out of VA. Shout out to them. Powerhouse Elite. Powerhouse brought home 2 nationals today. 7U and 11U. D2. 2 natties. Shout out to Powerhouse, man. Columbia Knights, Top Dogs, West 7 Rams, and then Gen Elite. So listen, the 11U, y'all see the 11U, we got one. Timeout with Tone. Shout out to Timeout with Tone. Timeout with Tone always says we do great at baby ball, but we can't win in the big boy ball. Are y'all making Tone correct? Is Tone right? Is Tone right? We got 1 at 11U, man. Powerhouse Elite. 1. East End didn't even make the list. And we can't say, well, East End should be on there if Powerhouse is on there because they tied each other. They got the head-to-head. It was a tie. Pause. They tied each other. But they the D2 Natty Champs. So it is what it is. We got 1 on there at 11U, man. Can we 12U though? We got the for 12. Y'all already know we got the 12 double B's in the air, baby. Double B's in the air. I'm trying to tell you, double B's in the air. Y'all already know what it is. 12U. They didn't think it was gonna happen. They thought they was gonna get zipped up. The zipper broke. They lost a couple. Hey, when you take a couple teeth out the zipper, right? You take a couple teeth out the zipper, it don't zip up. You get stuck. When you take a couple teeth out the zipper, those that understand the rules understand what I'm saying. Big Zip had some kids that couldn't play. Different cutoff dates. And this is the thing. Everybody says that 30 days don't matter. That's what they say. That's what everybody says. The 30 days don't matter, right? The 30 days don't matter. Hurt kids don't matter. I got 2 games that say different. Watkins played 703 earlier in the season. Watkins is missing like 6 starters. You never hear Watkins coaches say it. I just found out on the low. But Watkins is missing 6 starters. 703 punishes Watkins. Just being real with you. They punish Watkins. Just being honest. But yet, at Nationals, with them starters back, Watkins punishes 703 United. So starters being hurt with that number or missing, when you're missing that number, that many starters, it makes a difference. Okay? So that's one scenario where, like I said, missing players that are starters in that large quantity matters. We've seen that in the 2 different games between 703 and Watkins, right? Okay? And then nobody want to hear that excuse during the season. When I first said that it makes a difference, everybody said I was making excuses. Well, we seen the get back. Is a mother. Okay? Now, the cutoff date. All you hear in the national group is the cutoff date don't matter, the cutoff date don't matter, the cutoff date does not matter. They played Big Zip early in the year, and I was told it was like a 2-point game, something like that. It's a real close game with the YNC cutoff. Okay? That means Zip had their bigger kids. We talking about Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, who is number 2 on the list. Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, number 2 on the list. You see it. They were able to play with their YNC kids. In fact, that's the game that's on the screen now. How ironic. But they were able to play with their YNC kids when they first played. And the outcome was the Hurricanes with the victory. Okay? Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes They won the YNC, and then they came down. And mind you, that was earlier in the season. That was earlier in the season, a couple weeks, not early in the season, but a couple weeks or so. I want to say a couple games or so before nationals or whatever. They played each other. So Zip comes here, bow, the ball bounces the right way. They end up on the same side of the bracket. We get the rematch, but this time it's with AYF rules. It's with AYF rules this time. We get the rematch with AYF rules this time. You feel me? You seen the outcome. You seen the outcome. Big Zip couldn't take. They had to take some teeth out the zipper. They had to take some teeth out the zipper, and they couldn't get the zip right. And Watkins did whatever the hell they wanted to do. They did. It was an embarrassment. No way you get your ass whipped that way in a national championship game. Huh? And you're supposed to be the best in the nation? How is it even a conversation? But people still having it because they saying when they had the YNC kids. But the thing is, when they had their YNC kids, when they had all the teeth in the zipper, it was still a close game. So it could have went either way. But without those YNC teeth, you couldn't zip the zipper. So shout out to Watkins, man. National champs, holding it down. Shout out to y'all. Then as you can see, like I said, at number 2 is Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes. Number 3, North Philly Blackhawks. Then you got the Benson Bruins. And then you got Staten Island Hurricanes. Shout out to my man, Coach Jay. Then you got Ohio, Motown, Arizona. 703 still popped in at number 9. And then you got the Germantown Ducks at number 10. So at the 12U, we still got Watkins. We still got 703. We still got Germantown Ducks. So we still got 3. We still got 3. So right now we had 3 or 4. We only had one age group where we only had 1. But right now we had 3 or 4 teams in every age group in the AYF national rankings. As an area, that's pretty damn good, man. That's pretty good. 13U, we really don't do 13U around here, but I had to put it up there anyway so you can see it. 13U ain't something we really do. Watkins Hornets, salute to y'all. Y'all came in at number 10. So shout out to the Watkins Hornets for pulling us in there because we wouldn't have had nothing else in 13U. So shout out to you, Watkins Hornets. We appreciate you. Not even a question. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But y'all see, we don't really do 13U in our area like talking about. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we don't. I'm sure this year we are. But I think a lot of people are saying that if you're smart, you go over there and you join Watkins, the Bounty Boys. But I don't know how the Bounty Boys are going to do that with all of those kids already over there. So we're going to see. But again, shout out to the Watkins Hornets 13U. They pulled in at number 10 in the top 10. So we had at least, every age group, we had at least one. Even at the 14U, where you're going to see the Merlin Heat 14U at number 2. Merlin Heat 14U at number 2. So we had one team in every age group, man. One team in every age group. Listen, we got to go pay some bills real quick. So I want y'all to listen to my man. Again, Robert E. Actually, no, we're going to top off with this one, man. Listen, I want y'all to understand. Coming up, man, I'm going to give it the whole screen if you know what I mean. Coming up is Hospitality, Southern Hospitality Series. Shout out to Darren. We just showed you his rankings, man. So shout out to him. No cap. Shout out to him. And as you can see, he's got the Hospitality, Southern Hospitality Series coming your way, man. Southern Hospitality Series coming your way. Make sure you tap in with Darren. Those are his rankings that we just went over, man. Much love, much respect to him. I appreciate him for what he does for the youth community. But make sure you keep these dates locked in. You see what it is. He's got a series going on, man. Southern Hospitality is in South Carolina. Northern Hospitality is to be determined. And then you see he got Texas and Vegas. Go! Texas and Vegas. Darren said he need to see the kids. He want to see the babies. Darren said he need to see the kids up close and personal. So you see what it is, man. Southern Hospitality with your boy Darren T. Green. I think I'm going to hit the Southern and the Northern. I really do. I think I'm going to hit the Southern and the Northern Hospitality this year. I told him I hadn't been to an event yet. Boo for me. Boo. That's just horrible on my behalf. I should have been there. But I told him we was going to hit it this year. So I definitely, 2025, we're going to hit up one of the events. Make sure if you got teams, whatever the case may be, You hit him up. Make sure you follow him on Facebook. Again, make sure you go to Southern Hospitality, and make sure you go to Seal. My bad. Make sure you go to the Seal Uncut on Facebook and follow my man Darren. You feel me? Make sure you do that. All right. Again, I'm gonna give you the solo scratch shot so you can see it. One more again. Solo shot. Make sure you write them dates down, man. Tap into them dates, man. Real rap before we get into the next segment and talk about what we're gonna talk about.